Hey guys, back with some more Bazaar, and we're going to be talking about Dooley's other main build this patch. So we have Dino Dooley, which we've already covered in a guide, and this time I'll be doing a guide on tech. Um, Now this one is slightly more simple, I believe, because really this season, I think all the tech is centered around the Railgun. So we'll get straight into it and we'll cover this item first, the Railgun. So it's a bronze large item, which means on the first day it's relatively easy to find because it's this, it's forklift, or it's tanky Yankee. And that kind of gives you a great way to look into what build you're going to, is whether you're getting a railgun or a tanky Yankee, and then you kind of look for the other pieces. That's kind of how I've been going about it. Obviously being available to pivot, but that's kind of what I've been looking at. So the railgun, we're looking at quite a high cooldown item for large. However, the damage is amazing. So we're doing 100 damage of bronze. It's possible to get it to silver on the first day, and then we're doing 250 damage, which is almost one-shotting your opponent. It's doing about 2/3 to 3/4 of their HP, and it's possible to get it charged relatively quickly. Obviously not as quick as it would be with a full board, but still pretty quick. So this is going to be the centerpiece of all of your builds, the railgun. The damage is pretty consistent up until the late game. That's when you start needing things like obsidian, like skills to benefit it, to make it go a little bit quicker. You need crit chance. But yeah, this is what the tech build on Dooley is really centered around. It's more of a railgun build that, it needs tech to function, because it does, you use another tech charge as 2 seconds. And obviously we can get that to 5 tech instances, or we can get it a little bit lower using something like a Z sword or a Z shield as well. Zword or Zield, whatever you call it. But yeah, it's a really great item, honestly. This patch, it's very, very accessible, I think, is the main point. And it's obviously really easy to upgrade because it's your centerpiece, so you're going to be using your level up upgrades on it if you don't find it in the shops. So here on this page, you can see in the search bar, we have Tech Dooley. These are all of Dooley's tech items. We also have some skills mixed in here as well. But I have in these tabs at the top, I have listed all of the items that I believe to be most relevant in terms of tech items. So we'll go through tech items first, and then we'll look at the other Dooley items that will help complement this build. And the first thing I want to talk about is the cores. So we really have two choices, first being the critical core. For me, this is my personal preference. I like this the most because you get an amazing form of natural scaling, which is effectively doubling your damage when we're increasing our crit chance. So when we start leveling this up, we start moving all of our items to the right of it, or the ones that crit. That means we are naturally scaling the damage of our railgun items, of our other adjacent items that deal damage as well. And then it charges it, because when we use an item to the left, it charges it 1 second. But when we crit with any item, it also charges it 1 second. So effectively what that means is when we're going to 30, 45, 60, we have some crit skills as well. Maybe we've gotten a couple of talismans as well to scale the crit chance in our items. I think that, while we're upgrading Railgun and we're moving it to the right eventually, and we're getting that crit chance, and the chance for it to crit and doubling the damage on your Railgun is so effective because it does so much damage, right? Like we're looking at 100, 250, 500, 800, and we just double that as damage. That's a significant chunk, especially when you're aiming to win through days 1 to 10. You don't typically want to go too late in the game with a railgun. You can, but it's hard. So, critical core is a great choice. My favorite, personally, is the critical core. Now we have the core. This is another great one as well. We have, some relatively quick items to the left. We get more charge of it to the right. And both of these are tech items, which is what important. We have some things like primal core, and I think primal core is the only one that isn't a tech item, I believe. Or I think companion core is a tech item as well. But anyway, let's not get askew. So core, another great choice, has a slightly lower cooldown, which does make it maybe a better choice because we are just getting more frequent uses out of it, which gives us more charge. So obviously charging all items to the right does give our railgun extra charge if we're putting that to the right of it. And it goes off more frequently. So this is another great choice as well. I wouldn't really take weapon core, weaponized core. I think it's not as good as the core, not as good as critical core. Crit core obviously giving us some great natural scaling with our crit chance, and the core just for its ability to go so quickly and then also charge items to the right of it when you use the core. I think both of these are amazing choices. So let's start moving through our items. So first up, we have battery. I think it's not necessarily essential, but I think for me personally, this is my top, like the other tech item I want to be running with this thing. I always want a battery to the right of my railgun. We get a ton of value because obviously we get the 2 seconds of charge on use, but then also because Railgun is such a high cooldown item, getting that little bit of extra charge in from battery means so much, especially when we start leveling it up. Obviously the ammo can get a little bit, it becomes a bit of an issue if the fight goes too long, you know, so when we get to the late game, maybe that becomes an issue. However, for the early game, we're aiming to kill people within like, you know, maybe 3 at most railgun hits, you know, 1, 2, 3. That's where we're aiming to kill people. So the ammo isn't too much of an issue. It's an amazing item. Probably my first choice as a tech item, apart from the core, to put with railgun. And then my other top choice, I'd say, would be Arc Blaster. It's just another tech item that gets charged. So when you have, you know, sometimes you can find multiple of these, and it just allows for your, you know, your slightly more infinite combo where you get things that charge off of each other. So when you use the railgun, you charge the arc blaster a second, and if you use another arc blaster, you know you're charging the other arc blaster. So it functions really well because what we want, our goal is to have a really quick tech build, and what the arc blaster does is it helps because it works off of a quick tech build, and it enables it to go even faster. We're not necessarily looking at the damage. The upgrades don't matter too much. It's all going to be coming from our railgun. Another, I think, which is a great pick and kind of a good combination. So we have Chris Army Knife, which is now tech as well. It didn't used to be. I think in the new season they changed it. And we're looking at this cooldown number here. So I don't necessarily think it's amazing, or it would be my first choice to run by itself in the early game. But, you know, a 3-second start is pretty great. And when we get into the late game, that becomes really important, is starting extremely quickly. So what we want is we want lots of, you know, small tech items that go really quickly. And yeah, it embodies what we want. It's a 3-second cooldown, small item that's tech. It's not about the damage. It's not about the shield. And an additional bonus is we have the pulse rifle. I think this is a great, maybe slightly more early game option. I think it can go all the way, but I think there's better substitutes. So +1 multicast if it's adjacent to a friend, double this if it's your only friend. You don't see a lot of tech friends. So you run this next to your Chris Army Knife, and all of a sudden you have a medium tech item that has 3 times multicast and takes 5 seconds to go off. Again, we're not looking at the damage numbers. We don't really care that much. It's more just about how fast it goes. So 5 seconds, 3 multicast, that's an extremely quick tech item that charges up our railgun a hell of a lot. It basically, you know, 3 times multicast at 12 seconds, that's half. Like every 5 seconds, we're charging our railgun for half its cooldown. That's pretty great. So again, not about the damage, it's just about how quick it goes off. Pulse Rifle's a great one for that. Another great, I think, slightly more early game option is GPU. It is 4 seconds, so it's not as quick as something, you know, like a diamond Chris Army Knife. But getting haste on your core when it's crit or the core is great, because you want that core to go off pretty often because it's a tech item, right? So we get a tech item that enables another tech item to go faster. Pretty obvious choice. I think it's solid. Won't necessarily take you to the late game, but I think it's a really good pick. Atomic Clock. This one can be slightly trickier. it does have, something to do with the quick start. If we get a great ammo skill, then it's obviously a massive benefit. Don't really like running it at silver. I tried a build where I had 2 atomic clocks and then I had a cannonball. So we had, 5, 6 ammo on each. And we tried running that and we sacrificed our upgrade to try and upgrade one of them. And it just kind of didn't really work. We went nice and quickly and we got maybe 1.5 charges through the railgun. But it just didn't work as well as I wanted it to. We came up against a pretty defensive build. I think this can work. It can work if you have more ammo. It obviously gives you an extremely quick start, and it gives you the benefit of maybe ruining an infinite combo. Obviously super effective against single weapon builds as well. It's a quick tech item, is what it comes down to. Obviously the ammo is a big issue though, because, we're only charging our railgun, 3 seconds. No, not 3, sorry, 6 seconds. We're getting 3 charges on it from 3 uses. That's 6 seconds of charge, which, at silver, it's half, most of the way there on a diamond railgun. But I think, it's tricky to use, I think. If you get reload on it, amazing. You get a powder horn, awesome. Yeah, run it, absolutely. If you have that reload, though. It can be tricky without it. Next, we have the light bulb. People kind of hate on this. I think it's not that bad. I don't think it's necessarily my first choice, but I do think it's good because, it's all about the cooldown. I think it only charges the tech item to the right of it 1 second, which is okay, but it is just a 3-second tech item and it's small. And honestly, it's great to buy because no matter what level you buy it at, it's just a great econ item because you just get to sell the 2 items if you don't want to use them. Because, when you buy it, you get another small tech item at the same level. And, your sell price is half of what you're buying it for. So if you don't like either of them, you can just get rid of them. And it's no cost to you. Again, quick, small tech item. It's what we want when we're running our railgun. Another good one is nitro because we get... it's not really about burning both players. It's more about the charging an item. So if we get some good instances of charge on specific items with that 3 seconds or the 2 or the 1... 4-second tech item, it's not that bad. Could be better, it's not that bad though. So, next we have, kind of in the same instance, but obviously they do slightly different things. We have Z Shield and Z Sword, or Z Sword, or Shield. I don't know. So, we'll go over Z Shield first. So, obviously we get freeze, but it's a tech item, so, we're thinking 4-second small items equivalent because we have multicast with the railgun. So it's a medium item, multicast 8 seconds. So we think 2 small items at 4 seconds is essentially its equivalent, which is, it's a pretty decent comparison. Obviously, it doesn't go off super quickly, but I think it makes up for that by giving the adjacent items its cooldown reduced basically. So I think sticking this or the Z Sword next to a railgun, I think is a pretty good choice, and I've been running it pretty consistently. I think it's not as good at silver. I tend to maybe just pick it up at gold, just for 15%. I think it works slightly better, but I actually really, really like this item. And I think it's good. I will talk about these in the same instance. I think maybe the Z Shield is slightly better just because we get the freeze and it's pretty large. And freeze is obviously such a good mechanic, and we care less about the damage because most of it is just coming from the railgun. So, both of those covered. We love the adjacent cooldown. It's effectively equivalent to 2 small items with a 4-second cooldown in terms of its multicast. Its one downside is that it does have 8 seconds of cooldown. So it's not going to be giving you a lot at the start of a fight. When it gets to that point though, it's giving you a lot of charge, I guess, and it's more about that adjacent cooldown though. So we have 3D printer, which, when we think of things like the arc blaster, we think, oh, when you use another check, you charge this 1 second. Give me more arc blasters with the 3D printer. It sounds good, but typically, unless you get it to go really quickly at the start of the fight, this just adds 5 seconds, and then we think arc blaster cooldown 6 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, 9, 8 onto the start of a fight, because you have to get this to go off, not this, sorry, 3D printer. You have to get it to go off, and then you have to use tech items to charge those arc blasters. And I think sometimes it can get a little bit tricky. It can be good. It can. If you go nice and quickly at the start, you've got some way to enable the 3D printer to go a little bit quicker, or you just have some good timing for when it goes off, you're charging those arc blasters a lot. I think it can work. And, you know, when it starts going, it's great, but it just takes so long to get there. I just think it could be a little bit better in that sense. So, fiber optics. Obviously, a passive item isn't great for us, in theory, because what we want is, we want items that do things. We want tech items that go nice and quickly, and it uses something. What I have found is, you know, we stick an arc blaster on the left side of the build, or the crit core if we have a bunch of crit, and then we put fiber optics in, and we have our battery to the right of our railgun all the way to the right. It does enable this almost, not infinite combo, but it makes it go more infinite, because you got that loop, right? You've got the arc blaster charging the battery on the right, and then that battery goes off, which charges the arc blaster, and it also charges the railgun each time. So we're just creating more of a loop with this thing. I think that's kind of one of the more niche uses of it. You can get some really good uses out of fiber optics. It can be a little bit tricky sometimes, and it's a passive item. So you got to think, do we necessarily want to replace a active item slot, because it's going to remove a charge from your railgun, because typically what I find is you want that battery to the right. So you're not going to be charging your railgun directly with the fiber optics. Absolutely amazing item is hologram projector. Like, obviously an amazing pick. Like, instantly at the start of each fight, we get to transform it into a copy of another small item. You know, whether it be like, you know, a tiny, you know, light bulb, or probably the best option is an arc blaster, because we love those small tech items that go nice and quickly and charge off other tech items. This one's brilliant. We love hologram projector. Anything that enables you to have copies, it doesn't break the game, you know, but it makes it a lot better, because, you know, some of these items aren't supposed to be, they are supposed to be used with copies of each other, but it gets to a point. You know, you think about your infinite pearls that you used to get from fishing rods and things along those lines. This kind of enables those sorts of combos, and I really do like it. So that kind of covers, I think, most of the tech items. We'll just scroll through here briefly and just talk about some of the ones we didn't pick. I just think induction age, its cooldown is just too low. High, sorry. Even at diamond, it's at 4 seconds. Same deal with laser pistol. It just does damage at 4 seconds. I don't think it's as good as something like battery. Chris Army Knife has a lower cooldown. GPU at least hastes the core. Memory card, it's, you know, this is your PvE fight. You want to scale the damage on your core. It's not bad. It's not what you want to run though. Security cameras just for shield. Viruses, way too slow. It's just, it aims on going for your opponent's board, whereas we want to be killing them nice and quickly. Armored core doesn't make any sense because we're not going to be doing much shielding. Capacitor is just way too slow. Again, 5 seconds to charge adjacent items, 1 second. Claw arm is not going to work either. It's a medium item at 5 seconds. It's not, we don't want to be focusing like damage on a core or damage to something to the left of the claw arm. We want to be focusing on that railgun build. Combat core is obviously way too big. Companion core, okay, it is a tech item, but we're not going to be using friends, so that doesn't matter. Cool LEDs, it's not bad. I just think the other options are better, because we can get some charge on this if we get frequent core usage. Cool fan, too slow at 6 seconds. Defense matrix, it's a medium item. It's way too slow. Force field, no sense whatsoever. It's just for shield. Isochoric freezer, it's not a bad option, but it is at 5 seconds, so it is a little bit slow. Ignition core, it's for burn builds. Kinetic cannon, it's too big. Motherboard, medium items, it's not bad, because you can get some adjacent tech items to be going really quickly. Like, this does pair well with something like a camera lens, but it's a very niche usage. Plasma rifle, it's for other tech builds. Red button, way too slow. Remote control, this is for funky core builds. Solar farm is for burn. This isn't your only tech item, so we're not getting that cooldown reduction. Tesla coil just honestly isn't very good. Thrusters is a passive item. It's not bad, but we prefer to have something like a battery next to the railgun. Weaponized core, I just don't think it's worth it. I think the core and crit core are better options. Antimatter chamber, it's a large item. It's way too slow. We don't want to focus on destroying our enemy items. Charging station, I think there are obviously some instances where you can create this absolutely insane busted infinite combo with this somehow. But I think the majority of the time, it's a passive item that's medium, so it's not going to be that good. Chrono Barrier, it's 7 seconds. Obviously, we're running a tech build, so this can be good in some instances, but we just want tech things to go as quickly as possible. Chirosphere is really just a freeze builds. This is Dualtron. Lens is good with Motherboard. It is a bit slow, though, at 6 seconds. Robotics Factory is obviously just for friends as well. So that kind of covers all the tech items that we would even consider to run with this. I'll just go through some of the adjacent items for Dooley now as well that you can run with this build. So I have just gone through Dooley's whole item list, and I think these are probably the most relevant ones. There may be some other ones that I'm missing, but in my personal experience, these ones are maybe some of the only other ones that fit into the build. Uzi, obviously it's a small item that goes nice and quickly. That's what we care about. And what this does is it can charge the core nice and quickly. The core being a tech item, whether that's crit or the core. It makes sense. It's a small item that goes fast, and that's what we were talking about earlier. And speaking of going fast, we also have Metronome. So, you know, if we have our Uzi and we stick between something like that and the core, or we have Pulse Rifle, which has triple multicast, and then we have the core adjacent on the other side to the Metronome, we can get some pretty good haste uptime going there. So that can make for a really, really good, good build. Because, it's all about going quickly. We want our tech items to go fast. So Metronome, it makes sense. And then some more like, in your inventory items, we have schematics. Obviously, we love getting tech items. We're all about tech. And, when you get this upgrade and we start getting multiple arc blasters, we just get multiple tech items that work off of each other really well. That's when it starts to get really, really cool. So then we also have scrap metal. Obviously, we love upgrading the core. We love reducing its cooldown as well. So we get this to diamond on something like a crit core. And when we upgrade crit core, we can get it to, a lower cooldown because we want it to go as fast as possible. And then when we talk about something like crit core, upgrading it is really important just because we want that railgun to the right side of it to have more crit chance, which just gives us more of a natural damage scaler. So these items are probably some of the only ones I consider. We'll just run through some skills now quickly as well that makes sense with this sort of build. Okay, so I'll go over some skills really quickly, quite briefly as well. Obviously, when we're running something like a crit core, crit chance is important. So weapons having more crit chance, it just makes sense. Defense grid, this isn't even tech specific. Defense grid is great in every single build, just gives you 50% more HP at diamond, 10% at bronze, everything in between as well. Keen eye, crit chance again, with crit core, it's important. It's a great natural scaler for the railgun. Left eye, I would argue that left eye isn't as great as right eye in this case because we want to try eventually running crit core to the left on our board, but it's still more crit on items, so we're not mad at this at all. Right eye being the more important one, we have our railgun all the way to the right with a battery as well. It's got more crit chance, that's what we like to see. Buddy system, so if we're running something like a Chris Army knife, we have one friend, we have a crit core or the core, we get to reduce the cooldown, making our tech items go even faster. Honed arsenal, we're probably going to have multiple weapons, whether it be arc blaster, Chris Army knife, railgun, all of those good stuff. It makes sense to have crit chance per weapon that we have, so this one's a good one when we're running crit core, not even. Initial chill, obviously we're using a railgun, so we're going to be using a large item really quickly, and it gives us a ton of freeze. So pretty self-explanatory there as well. Machine learning, we love upgrading the core. I just think this is a pretty good one to pick. It's a nice safe option. Just give our core some more cooldown. Scale our crit if it's a crit core. I think it's a great pick, honestly. Reserve shield, again, we use a large item, so we love getting some shield just to top out our HP total a little bit. Overclocked, if we are running something like a nitro, it does make sense because both players will have burn, so we burn ourselves, giving our core more cooldown, allowing it to go quicker. Heavy machinery, we're going to be using our core a lot probably, so giving us some haste uptime is pretty good. Shield bash, if the opponent has a really quick non-weapon item, it's good to just get our build going a little bit quicker typically. Knife tricks, we're talking about high rolls now. So obviously we're going to be using weapons really quickly. So when we use those weapons, it just allows us to go even faster after that. And then well-oiled machine. This is, when you use the core, reducing items cooldown by 5% for the fight. Again, it just makes sense. We just want to be reducing cooldowns as well. Obviously, there are a lot of Dooley skills, and they're all work in some instance or another. I think I was just covering things that make sense in the majority of instances. So, obviously you can make something like Tracer Fire work. You can make something like Big Numbers work. That's probably one I should have selected, honestly, is Big Numbers, giving our large items more crit chance. But, they're all good in certain instances. I just think I was trying to pick ones that more commonly would be better for that build. So now that we've kind of covered what all of our items are and how they work and how they interact with each other, we've kind of talked about, we want our battery to the right of our railgun. We want it charging that. We've talked about how we want to progress the game. We've talked about wanting to upgrade the core, just want our tech items to go as fast as possible. And usually when you're arranging things on the board, it becomes self-explanatory after a little while. So going off all of that, we're going to look at an example run now where I try as hard as I can to force a tech build. It doesn't kind of seem to work at first, but then after a while, it just kind of starts clicking. We get a couple of decent rolls, and it almost takes us all the way. Spoilers, it does get us 9 wins. It's not it doesn't get us all the way to gold, but we'd had a terrible start and we still managed to take it to 9. And, in a game like the Bazaar, when we start losing early, your expectations for how many you're winning should be you should really be conservative with that. Because you start getting some early losses, you should be expecting, 6, 7 wins maybe. Because you get to the late game, you're just versing some, out of the park boards that are just ridiculous. I think, earlier, I don't know whether it was this run specifically, I lost to, a 2-second 100% crit obsidian barrel with the Lord of the Waste crit chance skill. We just want, with this, the goal is to win typically in the first 1 to 10 days. We just want to win those. Win in the early game, win in the mid game. With all that said and done, let's get into this example run. Hey guys, back with some more Bazaar, playing some Dooley ranked, as I have been all the time recently. He's my guy at the minute. We love Andy, we love small items. These are all really good for us, so we'll grab them all. Crude tools is okay. I don't think I'm that interested in either of these. I know Plasma Grenade isn't bad, though. So we'll pick up Plasma Grenade. We do have a crypto for some extra cash. We basically want to be able to buy ourselves a large bronze item. That's kind of the amount of money we want to aim for if we see a railgun or something along those lines. And we go to Viper here. It is our best fight. We do have enough heal and enough damage. We don't have enough damage necessarily to put them away. I don't know if this is enough combined. It looks like it will be. Okay. Yeah. So I want to try and force a tech build. I'm currently trying to work on a series where I'm just trying to cover a bunch of builds on Dooley. I did one of the dinosaur builds and now I'm trying to do tech. We will grab both of these. Let's see how much this crypto is worth. It's worth 4. I think that's worth selling. We will grab an Uzi upgrade. That's worth it. Just get some more ammo. Does sound good to me. We don't have a lot of poison. What does our board look like right now? I don't think we're putting Fang on board. Although we do only want 1 tech item, right? Because we want crude tools to lower its cooldown. Don't think I'll reload here because I do want to save the money. We'll just grab left eye. It's good with something like a crit core or something along those lines. I'll come here for a medium item, honestly. I think we've got a decent full board. And you are an interesting choice because we do haste and we do have a lot of slow. So would we just replace these two? We don't have a tech item now though. So maybe we replace Uzi with like Chris Army knife. And we just run something like this because we have haste, we have slow. This is going to be doing more damage than these combined. I think this is probably slightly better, especially if we are up against a nice wide Mac board. We're going to be getting a lot of slow procs. Is drill playable? I think it is. I've had a couple of cool runs where I pivoted into a Dooley build, which has been really good. Now, this amount of poison isn't horrible for us, but it's not great either, to be completely honest with you. Because we just have a lot of burn on us now. It's gonna be kind of not close, actually. We don't do enough damage. They're just gonna get us down. This doesn't go off in time. If we had an extra ammo on the plasma grenade, we would have won, but, you know, we didn't. So, lots of ifs and buts, but we don't actually win, so it doesn't really matter. Now we'll go to small items. We love smalls on Dooley, especially since we're trying to force a tech build. We'd love to see that. We will pick up a dinosaur. It is the right play to just see if we can get that. And we have some amazing tech items here. We'll take an arc blaster. We'll take a battery. We'll take a Chris Army knife upgrade as well, because it does reduce the cooldown. Now, we have a lot of stuff we can sell if we do see a railgun. And we see a railgun. So power drill, first of all, it's gone. Power drill is gone. Crew tools, we're going to have a lot of tech items. Crew tools is gone. And that's all we need. And now we have enough to get it.
Use it well.
So we're going to use our bronze upgrade on that instantly. And what our board is going to look like for now, I think, is something like this. We have some charge on the railgun. And then we have arc blaster, which is going to be charging off of these uses as well. I think this is our fastest tech build for now. And then we'll just slot in, you know, core, crit core to the right here. Covetous Thief is good. So we will come in here. We do like a Shadow Cloak if we get something like a... I forget what the gun is called, but it's the triple multicast that isn't the fire one. What are either of those called, actually? That's a great point. I don't know what either of them are called off by heart. So... what sort of tech items are we looking for? I think a light bulb isn't bad. Okay, concealed dagger isn't going to get used. So we are just looking for small tech items. Now, medium, there aren't a lot of gets for us here. I think that, like, obviously there's no cores there. We're maybe looking for something like a motherboard, not plasma rifle, pulse rifle is what we were thinking of. Pulse rifle would be a good pickup. I don't think we want to reroll here, honestly. We do have stuff we can sell, but I'd rather just wait for Barkin. Get a bunch of money, because we can stop a core in here, and it's pretty good as well. And it's going to be crit core. It's going to go to the right, because we do just want as much charge on it as possible. And we'll come here to the jungle ruins and get some loot. Yeah, we'll get some loot here. Ammo is great. Yeah, we love to see some more ammo and battery. Now, we could save it for a atomic clock. But I think it's actually just really great on battery, honestly. And plasma grenade, it's not a tech item, so it's not really going to make it onto our board. Cool. All right, this is our build. So we have a bunch of charge. We wish that we had railgun upgraded to silver, but we didn't see a bronze tier upgrade, unfortunately. But I think it's okay still. I'm not seeing a lot of damage here. Ooh, restorative matchbox is a bit scary, though. 550 HP pig. This is the sort of thing that gets us because our battery maybe just doesn't charge enough. Because that's healing, effectively, just as much as our railgun is going off. And it's not stacking burn, but it is stacking burn, actually. Okay. We need to kill very soon, because the battery is out of ammo. Ooh. However, it's a draw. But at the moment, that counts as a defeat. Which is very disappointing. I can't lie. My cat is posted up, licking. Okay. Mandala, what would we want to transform here? Nothing. I mean, we can just have a look in Kev's armory. Let's just have a glance. Don't really want to play force field. Like, we don't have defense grid or anything like that. So we're not really looking to play shield Dooley. Medium items. I mean, it is good, but we've already got some solid... We don't have a lot of solid tech stuff, actually. We do just have laser pistol. Let's come in here to medium items, then. We'll re-roll. We do have the money for it. Don't really want a SACOM. I don't think we care about small friends. It's not bad for your econ, but you don't get it back very quickly. It takes 4 days for you to get that cost back in just the friends. We will go for Street Gamer here. Definitely our best fight. Small refresh is fine. Yo-Yo's great. Temple Expedition ticket is also great. We would love to get that. Such a shame we had to... I think a pig is probably maybe just our worst matchup. Just because of how tanky they were and how much heal they had. It really does make for a bad matchup, given our battery and our limited infinite at the minute. Like, we don't have constant damage the whole time. We do fall off once that battery runs out. Still no upgrade. We will go to JJ. We do want to see... We want to see something. Beautiful. We saw something. Okay, that's going to be brilliant. Bronze tier item upgrade. I think we just upgrade the battery here, in all honesty. So you're going to go on the board, and I would just like a quick small item. Let's just chuck Uzi down here. We could put Red Pickles X, but I don't think it makes a significant difference. I think we'd rather just have a 1 second less cooldown. So we go here, we upgrade the battery. Our combo is instantly looking way, way quicker. So we're looking really, really good for this day 3 fight. Small and large items. I mean, we can get a silver railgun, I guess. Would we be able to afford it? We would. And it has small items, so we'll come here and have a glance. I don't want to re-roll, in all honesty. It just costs too much money. Okay, legendary pig. Again, pig is probably one of our worst matchups, just because we can run out of ammo on the Uzi, we can run out of ammo on the battery, and we can get one shot. So we're looking at Lumbor's showcase. So high damage build, but not to start. They don't have a lot of defense. So this is a good fight for us, because they start off with not a lot of damage. So we're just going to kill them before they kill us, which is great. If it was something like a sustained pig that builds up, we maybe run out of battery, run out of Uzi, and the combo gets a little bit slower. Cool. Got a bit unfortunate on that second day, but day 3 felt like a return to normalcy. Great Akini here. Capacitor is just too slow as a tech item. We don't want it. Cool LEDs isn't bad. Could I see it replacing Uzi? I don't think the core goes that fast, in all honesty. Let's skip it. We will go to Barket now. We can sell a bunch of these small items. Fang isn't going to make it on. It's not tech. Dinosaur isn't going to make it on. It's not tech. Not tech. Not tech. Not tech. Not tech. Not tech. Let's just get our value for money, right? Okay. Now, Z-Sword is kind of interesting there, but we don't really want to replace either of these yet, I don't think. I think we'd still rather have some quicker items to charge the core, to tech usage, etc., etc. Okay, a Hex is good. We would love a Crypto just to get our money up a little bit. Solar Farm also sells for a lot of money, so that would be great as well. Okay, cool. Wouldn't put a virus on the board. And we definitely won't put a rapid injection system on the board either. Mount Pass, I would honestly rather go for small items. We're not in desperate need of XP. We're not in desperate need of money. Let's come here and try and get some upgrades. We should have gone for Mountain Pass. Yeah, it happens. I mean, I try to make the right decisions because we could just go to Mountain Pass and just get like a bad skill there. Right Eye is phenomenal here. We get a higher chance of critical core charging itself when it goes off. And we'll have a look at tools. I don't know what tools it could be that we would like, but it doesn't really look like anything amazing. I don't really want to waste 6 gold on a reroll either. That's super expensive for early days. Crashy. I do like this pig skin. I really want to get the new Dooley skin as well. Of like him going on a safari with like this giant robot thing. Fiery Rinking Gauntlet, Silk Scarf. So it's a ton of damage with a lot of sustain. Massive, massive Crusher Claw with 2000 HP because of the belt. And I'm guessing a Lemonade Stand and large appetites. So I think this is the sort of thing that crushes us, in all honesty. He just has too much health for us. We're not going to be able to get through all of it with that regen. And it's just going to get to swing again. It's that simple. The pig was too big to fall. Okay. Like, I don't think our build is especially bad. I think we want Uzi replaced. I think we want Chris Army Knife replaced. But the build isn't bad. See, Metronome. I think I would honestly prefer a Metronome over probably the Uzi, honestly. It's not a tech item, it's not charging. Stick it in between these two. These do go off really quickly. So we are going to be getting a lot of haste. And a light bulb is good. It's just a great econ item and we get a lot of options. It's just a better laser pistol, I guess. Now, it's not as good as a Chris Army Knife, I don't think. Although the damage from Chris Army Knife is pretty minimal. So I wouldn't mind just putting this in here and getting some more charge on the Arc Blaster. Because that also, you know, gives us more haste on you. And this only gives us 15 shield, which is absolutely nothing for where we're at right now. Also, this should be to the left. We'll go JJ's. Looking for tech upgrades. Not meant to be, that's okay. We should beat Scoville. None of these guys have tickets, so I think we just come here and fight Scoville. They don't have regen, so we should just kill them quicker than they kill us. Although I wouldn't mind just getting cooldown reduction at Infernal Envoy. But I think we just come here, because I think we're confident in the amount of damage that we do. 1,500, it should be okay for us to get through. I think we do just go fast enough now. We do get a lot of haste on these guys. And we're just gonna, yeah. Didn't need a crit, but, you know, it does make me feel a little bit more comfortable, especially since Pickle Peppers was about to go off and double their burn. Black Pepper... Black Pepper is a really great item, but I don't think it's something that we want. More ammo on the battery, I'm there for it. See, this is a tricky choice because I love monster fights, I love XP, but weapons are an amazing shot for us. Like, we love to see like something like an Arc Blaster upgrade, obviously a Railgun upgrade. We'll just go Deadly Jewel. And yeah, we're more than happy with that. We would love to get Vengeance. We can re-roll this to see what we can find. There aren't a lot of great medium tech items for us. Like, we obviously have that pulse rifle that we couldn't name earlier, and we have things like Z-Sword and stuff like that. But there aren't a lot of great ones. Like, it wouldn't be a great enchant on Atomic Clock. Okay, but we do get it, so we'll try re-rolling it and see what we get, but I don't think medium tech items are our thing. Rotox Clocks. Not... Thrusters is tech, but it's not vehicle stuff. Don't really care about a heavy cybersecurity. I mean, I'd look to pivot if it was something like Obsidian. This is the Dooley skin I'm talking about. I really love this Dooley skin. So does our board stay the same? Yes. Black Pepper, like, it's okay, but it's not a tech item. It's not going to make our board go any faster. Was Metronome worth it? I don't think so. I mean, I was looking at the haste that we got in the fight. Didn't really feel like it made that much of a difference. I think just having one extra tech charge makes more of a difference every 5 seconds. Okay, see, I love this skin. It looks so cool. I want it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love this build. We're probably just going to lose here. I think he has too much shield. He's going to destroy some core items. We could just kill him too quickly. Like, we are putting up a lot of damage really early. But now he just has a bunch of shield. Mama Saw's about to go off again. Yeah, too much defense. Destroyed our core items. We weren't going fast enough. I mean, probably destroyed the 2 items that we'd want to get destroyed the most, but... Unfortunate. Unfortunate. We've had a bit of a rough run so far. So I think we definitely want to go to Ayla just over transforming this Fiery Claw. We want to see upgrades on something like our Railgun. Don't think it's a Dino Pivot. I mean, this is an early Rec Specs. But not that interested. We're pretty locked in on this. I will take a Metronome upgrade. Don't think I'll take Bunker. We're not running Shield Dooley. Okay, well, we're gonna get our upgrade now anyway. Infernal might just be a bit too tough for us. We'll just go to the Foreman. That should be, okay. Forklift. I mean, what are we looking for here? Maybe just a Chris Army Knife upgrade in all honesty. Like, even getting a critical core upgrade, I think. See how far. Okay. Lost for words. I mean, I know we made it up with that monster fight, but man, that really sucks. Alright, Railgun gets upgraded. We're looking to upgrade all of our other items still. Like, it's not bad, but it just could be better. I would love to get some upgrades, please, game. We are, like, it's just such an upgrade-hungry build, it feels like, honestly. Shard of Obsidian. I mean, we can transform that. Get a, you know, nice little Obsidian small tech item. Ooh, we're seeing some champs now, huh? We don't get any tech items. We're not too worried about that. Unfortunate run so far. I don't feel like I'm misplaying that much, but it does feel like I'm just running into builds that just really suck. Incendiary rounds. It's a ton of burn. Not a lot of crit. But I think after that happens, they are just going to kill us really quickly. Oh, man. Yeah, Toxic Flame is a sucky skill. This sucks. There's no sugarcoating it. Oh, like, JJ. Not getting anything. Relax and Artisan Dunes does nothing for us. We want to have a look. We'll take a Chris Army Knife. It's way too late to pivot to a Dino build. It's day 7. I don't think it's ever a pivot to a Dino build this late. I think we go for Thug here. I think we just do enough damage for that. Now that we have this upgraded Railgun, I think we should be okay. It won't be infinite, but I think it should be good enough. If it doesn't, I'll be sad like I was during the other fight that we lost yesterday, but I feel like it's just enough. It doesn't feel like a bad build. Like it's we're not getting a ton of skills or anything like that, so it's not necessarily amazing, but let's sell this laser pistol, I think. Get rid of you. Okay, Junkyard Club. I mean, maybe it's just... Okay, let's go for crit skills here. We'll just sell you quickly. We go for crit skills, and if we get something good, we just move you to the left, maybe. Alright, Mosan has more crit. We'll take deadly weapons. 18%. 40. 56. I might just have to try my luck on this, honestly. Atomic Clock at silver. Not interested. Like, it's not bad, but it's a... You know, it's a silver tier item. And we need better stuff. Now, is Z-Sword better on Railgun? What would we swap it for? Chris Army Knife? Maybe just Chris Army Knife and you? Or Light Bulb? Light Bulb is a 5-second cooldown. So maybe it's Yuzu, and we just put Z-Sword in. Get a slightly lower cooldown on the Railgun and on Arc Blaster. Make it go a little bit quicker. Honestly, like, we need to try something during this fight. So let's do this. Now we have a 10-second Railgun. So it's got a much lower cooldown. Okay. Let's give it a go. I'm not optimistic, in all honesty. I mean, even a Vanessa with 3 wins seems a little bit scary to me. Let's have a look. Camuius. Yeah, 700 damage sniper rifle. It's not going to one-shot us. But they're just going to get lifesteal before... Like... Beautiful. Okay. I guess the gap between instances is a good matchup for us. Cool. Glad that we got a win on the board. So now we're at 2. The pressure is loosened slightly. We will go for non-weapon. Actually, no. Let's go to transform something. And we'll transform... Probably just Shard of Obsidian. I think it's more important to get a better small item. Huh. Oh, I mean, that's never going to get run on our board, so let's just give that damage to the core straight away. Let's put Chris Army Knife back on the board. Ayla. Claw armor isn't bad on crit claw, but it does just feel like we're playing Railgun. We're getting all the pieces for dinosaurs too late in the game. Like, and we wanted to try and force a tech build. And we had the pieces for it, it just doesn't seem to be working out for whatever reason. Oasis Guardian is fine here. We should have enough damage to beat that. They do have 100 regen, but I think we should be all good. We have enough ammo on our battery. And we should have enough crit as well. To at least, you know, one in every 2 instances for it to crit. I mean, we got 3 ones, which is a little bit lucky, but... Okay. Magnus Femur is interesting. Let's get rid of these 2. I don't think they're ever getting played. We'll just go for loot item. We love ammo. We love a lot of things. Crit we love. We'll just put that straight onto the railgun. Yeah, you. We will go to medium. What did I just sell? I sold something else. Accidentally. I guess I sold... Was it a laser pistol? Alright, we'll go to Mattel. That was something that I was hoping for. And we can't wait to upgrade it. We just want lower cooldowns. We need more charging. Now, Pulse Rifle... It's quicker than Z-Sword, but we don't have the cooldown benefit. And I actually think that that is working for us. So I think we stick with what we got. Zarkon's good. Yeah, we'll come here. We're not looking for tools. I mean, Chris Army Knife, maybe, but not that interested. Cool. Alright. Strong Vanessa. Bit scary. I mean, we do get our enchant if we go to sudden death, which is good for us. You know, a good enchant on Railgun is amazing. So that's gonna it doesn't crit. It doesn't crit, which is good. And they don't have a lot of scaling. But it is gonna do a significant amount of damage. We'll see though, because we do have 81% crit on you, thanks to Critical Core. I mean, I guess the second crit didn't matter. So now it's starting to come online, because we do just have effectively double damage now on you, because it's an 81% crit chance. So that has leveled us up significantly. We love to see gold tier items. We have a lot of things we want from that. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad, 3D printer, but it does hurt our startup time a lot. Which isn't something we want. Love to see weapons. We love a Z-Sword upgrade. Reduce our cooldown even more. I mean, it's still a laser pistol. It's still not as good. It's still like a 4-second, you know, startup. Now, weapons platform is a decent matchup for us. I think we are just going to kill them before they kill us. That's my dog. Her name is Bronte. Enjoy the dog barking ASMR while it lasts, guys. Okay, so... yeah, good matchup for us. We love distributed systems. Oh, it's finally starting to come together. And Obsidian on Railgun as well. Okay, cool. It's starting to come together now, which is really, really good to see. Alright, so obviously small items is a great shot for us, but we love a rare event. I love Gamba on that, so we get 3 XP. We won't level up unless we get another XP event. But it is a really great thing for us. So, goes off, everything else gets hasted. Well, all the small items do. It's not quite infinite yet, but 81% crit chance, it does 2,000 damage. We only have 3,000 health. I'm feeling a lot better about our build. Extra ammo doesn't really matter to us. We already have a lot on battery. We love skills, honestly. We don't have a lot of them, so we'd love to see some more, especially around crit. Oof. Could we reduce it to 5 items? Maybe get rid of you 2? No. Don't think so. We'll re-roll here. We do haste, so we will take quick freeze. Obviously, our first use of Obsidian Railgun, we get to freeze something now. That is a very strong Dooley. Nothing that we would change about our build, so we just send it. Does suck the battery isn't upgraded. Haven't really found an upgrade for Railgun as well, but, you know, Obsidian, one of the better enchants we could have gotten, so... Mama Saw, Primal Core, Obsidian Troll Saw. Interesting, okay, so you're hasting just to get some early destruction. That is a lot of damage. Go quickly. Unfortunately, you can't compete with the dinosaur that does 700 damage. Did that first one just crit? Did my eyes deceive me, or did that first shot crit? Yeah. Okay. Maybe we win if it doesn't crit, but we did still have to survive the Obsidian Trollosaur, so... Do we want enchantments? Like, do we care about enchantments other than on our Railgun? Am I crazy for wanting to upgrade these two to gold? Like, just get battery upgraded, because that might just give us that infinite combo. I think we still go for enchants. Heal. Yeah, heal on critical core seems to be good, right? Yeah, let's go for heal on crit core. Get a little bit of, a tiny bit of sustain going. And honestly, at this point, I'm happy with a bronze win, considering how this run has gone. Obviously, we'd like to do better, but... Crit skills. Yep, absolutely. When we haste our items getting crit, that probably just tops us off, after a little bit, just due to, distributed systems. So every time you go off, we get 6% haste. Yeah, sure, we'll take it. Don't know what the other options could be that we get. Like, we can get anything, so we love to have, you know, a guaranteed bit of crit. Don't really care about toys, honestly. I mean, a yo-yo isn't that great. We do just want a whole tech board. So we'll just come here and get an item. Gumballs aren't very good for us, so... Sell these incendiary rounds. Let's get Tesla Coil in. It's not going to get used, but... I honestly don't think we win against Aunt Davy. He has too much HP. We don't have enough. And obviously Restorative Critical Core doesn't really do it for us. Hence the sustain. We would love to see Juggler. Juggler would probably tip us towards that infinite. Like, it's... You can see it's still not quite there. And whether that's just because we're not critting with all of our items. We'd love to see Crit Core get upgraded, obviously. Okay, Ectoplasm. Not really what we're looking for. Level 12. Yeah, just give me a loot item. I mean, we have all the ammo we could ever want on the battery, but it's only at silver. Get a weapon. Let's transform this.
In reality, there's no such thing.
Restorative Trollosaur, awesome. It's a great item for us. JJ sells items. We don't have a lot of shielded items. That doesn't make sense. Go away. Leave me alone, man. Alright, it's a Vanessa who has had a tragic run like us. We have good enchants. We don't quite have that infinite loop yet, and it is now day 10, so it is a little bit scary. Is this just... Okay, it's just a mega haste trebuchet build. Doesn't look like they're impeding us. Like, we don't have any slow, and we have that crit. So I'm... Yeah, I was gonna say I'm confident. As long as we get those 2 crits, we're okay. And, you know, it goes up to 87, so it does increase our likelihood. Okay, so 4 victories. You know what? It's only up from here, guys. We don't care about tools. The only thing we care about is Chris Army Knife, and that's literally the only thing. I mean, I guess we go there. It's an improvement. We have all the money in the world as well, so... Hydraulic press is always has looked fun to me, but... Beautiful upgrade. Awesome, now we have even more cooldown. We just need battery to get upgraded. We're gonna get Vox Enforcer is a bit scary. We'll just come here. We love to see Juggler. We want Railgun upgrade, like ASAP. So, you know, getting that to have some more cooldown. It's still not infinite, by the way. Like, we still don't have enough crit on these items to make it as good as it should be. A Hemlock Brilliant. Upgrade an item. It's Obsidian Railgun. I mean, it has a low cooldown now. 8 seconds and a ton of damage with crit, by the way, so that does put it to a lot. I think we'll go for Kina. We'd love to see a battery upgrade. Please, Kina. Kina. Aerodrome will come here. We're looking for... I honestly just want small items, maybe. We have stuff we can sell. Yeah, sure. Kina's good enough. Probably more likely to get a battery. Oh, beautiful. Okay, we got a battery. Huge, 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 huge. I'm hoping that now we have that infinite loot. As long as we crit. Like, we rely on crit, obviously. So if we crit, we have an infinite loop now, I think. Like, I think we were short on maybe like half a second on the railgun. So, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, it's slow though, and it's not a lot of damage. Come on, please. Oh, yes. Yes, okay. Okay. That is terrifying. However, Deadly Dinosaur having... It has multicast, yeah, but... It takes 6 seconds, man. It's basically just as it is. Mattel... I mean, we could get scrap metal, so we'll have a look. It's basically the only thing we'd be looking for. Charging station isn't really relevant to us, I don't think. Friend items, we could get Chris Army Knife upgraded. Would we prefer to just have... No, I think we'd prefer to maybe just see that. We have the money for it, so we can get it. Not meant to be. That's fine. That's fine. And again, yeah, Trash Titan. We'd love to get Juggler. Like, it works really well with distributed systems. You know, when we use a large item. Haste our small items. Beautiful. And I mean, one-shotting Juggler. One-shotting Trash Titan. I also have a habit of calling Property Baron Master Salesman. I do that a lot. Crit skills, I think we go for Diamond tier skills. I love trying to get a high roll here, honestly. I mean, it's not bad to have that cooldown reduced, but I think we can do better. When you shield. Oh, this sucks. Okay, guess I'm just taking damage. Should have taken the core cooldown. I mean, weapons... Call me crazy, but I don't think we care. What do we care about? What, like an Arc Blaster Chris Army Knife upgrade and that's it? I don't think there's anything we care about. Let's just get an item. We do care about Kina. We'd love to see a battery upgrade. And yeah, Diamond Schematics, we have a lot of days left. So Diamond Schematics is brilliant. We can get some good upgrades here. We'd love to see another Arc Blaster out of this, honestly. Just get the combo going a little bit faster. Okay, Black Pepper, it's never getting played. Metronome, yeah. None of these are ever getting played. We were just keeping them around, but now with schematics, we should have just enough money just to live, like, through a day and be able to spend kind of what we want. Obsidian Tortuga, it's a ton of damage. Startup isn't amazingly quick. Do they have a lot of crit? Not really. That was a massive freeze. Maybe the biggest freeze ever in the history of freezes. Like, they didn't have the same crit as us, so that's... I wasn't really that afraid. But, you know, that it does look like a scary build. Lots of friends with multicast Tortuga at 1,600 damage. We'll have a look at Kev's armory. We can get an enchant. I think Z Sword is slightly better. The artist, sure. I would just go on Z Sword, honestly. I feel like it's staying. Sure. Shield. I'm happy with that. We get a little bit of increase there. Now, Lord of the Waste is an amazing fight for us because we would love to get Foreboding wins. Pendulum is interesting, but I don't think there's anything on the board that we'd swap it out for. So see, we'd love that to instead be 6,648 damage. And it's going to be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's starting to come together. Now we go for loot items because we love seeing gold stuff late in the game and it's cooldown. Brilliant. 7.4 on a diamond railgun. I don't think it's really possible to create an infinite loop. I think we need the smaller items that go quick, unfortunately. So we won't be able to use that one, I don't think. It's really trying to sell us robotics factory. We're really just looking for like a battery upgrade, and then obviously you two as well. We can go into aerodrome. Yeah, medium, large items. We can get scrap metal here, so we'll come here, have a look. And that's fine. Honestly, what are we up against here? Mac? Is Mac a scary matchup for us? We have some heal. We have a ton of damage as well. Like, invulnerability might be a little bit scary. So we're looking at no quick startup, which is good for us to see, because this is going to do 6,000 damage when it hits. Unlucky no crit. Unlucky no crit again. Now we crit. Okay. Also, yeah, it doesn't do 6,000 damage. That would just be double damage. Again, it doubles the crit damage, so it's just triple this instead. We would have won that fight even more comfortably if we actually got some crits. We missed the first two on 81 and then 87%, so that shouldn't be happening, man. Now what can we get from Curio that would make this build better? I don't think anything. Let's just go for some more HP. Small items are a lot of things that can make this build better. We'd love to see you. We maybe should have taken Haste the Core over Chris Army Knife. And I think maybe now we come to Volcus. I think. Because we have the skill, which is kind of all we want from Lord of the Wastes. So I think we come here. He can kind of just lock us out, but we have 8,000 HP. So I'm not super afraid. Because we are, yeah, I was going to say, we have enough to just one-shot him. So, I mean, look, I'm making this for my guide. And we're at silver right now, but to be completely honest with you, I will probably have this as the guide anyway, because it's a good way to showcase how we can just force a tech build. You know, get some high rolls, but it's not necessarily like it's not the make or break, I don't think, for our build. We've gotten some good stuff, but it hasn't been the whole thing. Alright, we have a lot of money here, so we can re-roll until we find something really interesting. None of these. Like, I wouldn't just mind. What are we looking for here? Palanquin's interesting. We can reduce cooldown, but yeah. We have one tool at the minute. So we just get another and we start getting some upgrades and level ups. We have 3 days left. So we have one tool. So we've got 2 tools total. Awesome. So we'd love to buy one before our next level up. Okay, pig in the late game. This is scary for us. What are we looking at here? 8,000 HP, heavy fort, turbo sauna. That's a lot of burn. Now, it is only going to take 2 hits for us to kill them. Are we going to get there? Takes 3 hits. See, 3 times multicast on you means he would have just healed to full. And that's when we die, because we don't have the defenses for that. So we're fortunate enough that we're killing, you know, an 8,000 HP pig. Which, by the way, we have more health than, somehow. 15, 16. But, like, that's us just dying. So it's good to know that we can just kill people within that time frame, I guess. 8,000 HP pig killed within 8.5 seconds. Now, large items don't interest me. Oh, it's not going to be a tool either. Not interested in Mandala. I guess we're just going to relax. Let's try and get a small tool here. I mean, Nitro is better than Chris Army Knife, in all honesty. It is a tool, though, so we want to hold on to it. I was about to sell it. Tool. Okay, you're a tool. Now we get a level up. It leveled up something in our inventory. You know, that's comes with the territory. I mean, 3 seconds now? That's quite quick. Atomic Clock at Diamond is good, but I think we're at the point where we need an infinite loop to make it really matter. Freeze skills. Now we haste We do burn and heal. I think I'd prefer to come here because we do just haste. I wouldn't mind just getting some more haste stuff. Yeah, give me shield bash. We have a lot of weapons that might need that charging. We'd love to see Lord Arkan. We would love to get Unwavering. We'd love to get Flurry of Blows. Nothing else super interesting here for us, I don't think.
You have started a war today.
Yeah, I mean, like, lore-wise, we just one-shot Lord Arkan. Like, you know, Universal Dictator, whatever he is. So we're not super terrified of that. Okay, the Eclipse, is it ever getting used? I don't think so. I think we're all in on tech. Now we'll come to Quixel. Now, technically you are better to have than you, because you're only ever going to get upgraded once. And maybe we just take Nitro out, or do we take Arc Blaster and put Nitro in? I don't think so. I think the charge is more important here. We'll re-roll. Okay. Nothing we're interested in. We'll go skill upgrades. There are a lot of good skill upgrades for us here. And yeah, just having 5% more crit is great for us at the start, I think. We want to guarantee that crit at the start of the fight. Again, late game pig, it could be anything. Like, we just have to brace ourselves for the worst. It could just be some stupid high roll pig income stuff. This guy has the same skin. What are we looking at here? Deadly Caltrops with 100 damage. It is a long cooldown, but he does have 20,000 HP. He does have shield bash. Please keep going. So the thing is here is that we were supposed to win. This is supposed to... It does... Wait, did they like just fix that? Because that was a tie. Wait, I'm confused. Because we... You know what? Take it with a grain of salt, guys. But, I mean, we lost early on, right? Because we had a tie early on where we both had low HP. Like, under 0 at the same time. But this one counted as a win. Okay. Interesting. JJ, yes, please. We would love a diamond tier tool, in all honesty. That's a diamond tier tool. We'll just sell you now. That means it has to be on... Okay, it thinks there's more space in our inventory than there is. It means it has to upgrade Arc Blaster and Battery. Obviously, we want Battery. Alright, we're back. Upgrade my Battery. Brilliant. We'll go for a loot item, because it could just be cooldown reduction. I mean, honestly, yeah, let's just stick some more damage on you. We get some heal. We don't care for a tool. It doesn't really matter to us at all. It's not going to be better than whatever we've got on the board. We'll just come here and let's just get some permanent HP. Give me 150 HP. Doesn't feel like it makes a massive difference, but maybe it could. I guess we'll just go for Property Baron. Nothing amazing for us here, but we'll have a look. And the good thing about this is that we have a slightly quicker startup now with Chris Army Knife being at 3 seconds. I mean, it would have been lovely to have something like Rigged. Yeah, sure, Master Salesman. It's there for intimidation and nothing else. Medium items. We'd be looking for Diamond. Scrap Metal for a lower core cooldown. That's it. Kina doesn't really have anything for us, I don't believe. So we'll just go Mysterious Portal. I don't think Mac is going to have anything for us. But we may as well have a look. Library. Yeah, Library is definitely good for our majority weapons build. Alright. It's our last day. We are on sudden death. Level 19 Dooley. 1 level ahead of us. Let's see how we go. It could just be dinosaurs, and I think we're an okay matchup into dinosaurs because we will just kill relatively quickly. We've got a quick startup time. What are we looking at here? Lots of friends. Interesting. How quick does he go? 3.7 seconds. We start faster. He has more HP than us, though. That's a lot of poison and a lot of shield in a very short time. Why is he scaling so much? Is it just because of Toxic Flame? I think it's literally just because of Toxic Flame. And your shield items have shield equal to 100% of the poison on your opponent. That's why he was getting so much shield. But hey, I mean, look, we were trying to make an example of forcing a tech run, and we pretty much did what we were talking about. What we want is, you know, crit core or the core. We want a battery railgun, like shielded Z sword. It's good. Like I don't know if it's the best tech item we could have had, but I think in this point of the game where we want a fast startup, maybe we put Chris Army Knife next to it, and that makes it slightly better, just for that quicker startup, because we obviously need to kill them pretty quickly. But yeah, got some great skills as well. Distributed systems, shield bash, some good crit stuff as well. Foreboding winds, obviously being a highlight. Great enchant, obsidian on the railgun. Well, guys, that was my tech railgun adjacent kind of guide all the way through. If you got it this far, thank you so much for watching the whole thing. I hope it was helpful. I've really been enjoying Dooley this meta. I've been loving playing the dinos and tech. But hey, if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment down below. It really helps out the channel a lot. Trying to keep going. We're almost at 100. I've been very grateful for all the support so far. And hey, yeah, thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.